Hey guys, so we are back with Hamlet. So this is what we'll be reading for the next 3 or 4 weeks. Um, so I'll just kind of run through the PowerPoints. I won't go through everything in them because I'll leave that to y'all. But this is the assignment for today, which will just be the introduction for Hamlet. There are two PowerPoints on here, and it'll be like a Google form that you'll have to fill out at the end. So I'll leave that for y'all. Um, the notes will be in two different PowerPoints. This first one is all centered around William Shakespeare and kind of what was going on during that time period. I'll kind of hit the high points, and that'll be that. All right. So Shakespeare was um, born in April 1564. We have Shakespeare's London. So during this time, people didn't have a lot of education because that wasn't as big of a thing as it is now. Um, and people were really superstitious. So, this is during the time when people really believed in the whole, like the black cat and the not um, passing on like broken glass or mirrors or whatever. So like all that kind of stuff. And then things weren't very clean back then. At this time of London, like your 1600s, people wore your wigs and jewelry, hats, perfumes, and all that. So their form of entertaining was, I guess, different than what we have now. We watch Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime and all that. And so they didn't have TV. So I guess their form of entertainment was watching people being executed, um, fighting chickens, um, going to the bar, getting drunk, and gambling, and prostitutes and all that kind of stuff. So your crime was different. Your Globe Theater was built in 1599, and it was closed by Oliver Cromwell. He was your really interesting guy. I'm not gonna get into that rabbit hole. But Shakespeare's acting company was called Lord Chamberlain's Men, and London was a very, very prosperous city of its time. Um, and so this is during a time where you have art and music and drama, literature, all that kind of stuff is being really, really like uh, popular at this point. Um, and so this at this point kind of goes through like the Globe Theater, and it all just kind of talks about how it looked, and the whole. Really, the most important thing I think is to keep in mind is that there was no roof, so it was all everything was natural. So you've got your natural lighting and all that kind of stuff, and so those are just kind of pictures of the theater. So obviously, you kind of couldn't do everything based off of um, setting and how we have CGI and all that kind of stuff. So there was nothing else of that sort that you could do. So everything was based off of your acting, and so you had to gesture a lot and talk really loud and be really over the top to kind of get people to kind of figure out what was going on. Um, um, for Shakespeare, he does write history, which is kind of like King Richard and all that. It's pretty boring. Um, Tragedy, which is more Hamlet, and that's more interesting. And then your comedy would kind of be more like Mid, Midnight Summer's Dream. I think y'all read that before. And then those are Shakespeare's works, which are your plays, your sonnets, and he wrote a couple of narrative poems. Um, this little PowerPoint about Hamlet itself. So just TV shows are kind of based off of Hamlet, and they kind of pull from it. and y'all can kind of go through those, especially Scandal and Grey's Anatomy for sure. I haven't watched Game of Thrones yet. Don't hate me. Um, but the themes and everything throughout Hamlet are definitely true. The whole origin of Hamlet comes from a Scandinavian play. Um, that whole legend. So that's where he got that idea. Um, so Shakespeare was attracted to this tale because Hamlet's problems were similar to that of the Renaissance rulers. So that whole idea of loyalty, succession of the throne, order, and Hamlet sees a need for social stability and orderly succession, and he knows the importance of uh, uh, a tradition, but he kind of has a problem with, am I loyal to the country, and to my job as the future king, or do I have to be loyal to um, my family and really more of his dad, or what he thinks is uh, his dad? But I don't want to get into all that. Um, that whole something rotten, we'll get into that, which is in Act One. And it is a metaphor, and we'll kind of explore what that means and what he's really kind of getting at. Um, so essentially, Hamlet is at this place where he's trying to figure out, um, where he's trying to show whether or not, he's trying to kind of prove a point. And so, is it better for him to um, act crazy? And we don't really know if he's acting, and I can't. It's kind of hard to get into it without reading the story and getting into all the details. Um, but he really kind of faces that kind of conflict of family over loyalty to the crown and all that kind of stuff. So I think you guys will like it. I hope you do. Um, and then I'll have the assignment posted for today. So go through the PowerPoints, and the Google form will be posted on today. And there is a little clip at the bottom of that Google form also. All right, guys, I will see you. Um, I'll see y'all later. All right, bye.